Jenny smiled at the camera with that perfect smile she had practiced so many times.
I'm fine,
I'm
Mummy.
fine, Mommy. London is treating me well, she said. Her voice sounded steady, but her hands shook below the camera where no one could see. Deep inside, between the bright ring light in her small Canary Wharf apartment and her family far away, she felt
It's so
heavy
good to
with
see you,
quiet
honey.
pain.
We've missed
She
you.
was the
See
ladder,
how fresh
the
sister is
golden
looking.
child, the only one who had
Oh my
made
God, look
it.
at that.
Every day, this role was slowly killing her spirit. Soon, the fake smile would break completely. But for now, she kept smiling. Telling the truth felt like letting her whole family down. Every Sunday, at exactly 6 p.m. London time, Jenny turned her small dining table into a stage. She set up the ring light, angled her phone so her one-bedroom apartment looked nice but not too fancy, and practiced her words in the mirror. Her skin looked bright from the filter, her hair was neat, nothing showed the deep tiredness under her eyes. Her mother's voice came first, warm and full of hope. Jenny, my daughter, you look so fresh today. How is that big care job? Busy as usual, Mommy, but I'm fine, Jenny answered, sounding cheerfully tired. In the background, she saw the simple sitting room at home. Her father, Mr. Chukuma Okoro, sat in his favorite chair, coughing from his diabetes. Her younger brother Chidi waved from the couch while eating rice. They talked about small things, London weather compared to the heat back home, church news, and neighborhood stories. Jenny showed them the city lights from her window. The call ended with blessings. As soon as it finished, Jenny dropped the phone. The smile disappeared. She went to the bathroom, locked the door, set a timer for 7 minutes, and cried hard until her chest hurt. Then she washed her face, put on her I am doing great makeup, and thought, same time next week. Her father had always called her success a secret duty. You are the ladder for all of us, Ada, he said during her last visit home 3 years ago. His voice was full of pride. As a retired school principal who had faced hard times, he saw Jenny's life in London as the family's big rescue. Every pound she sent home paid for his medicines, Chidi's school fees, roof repairs, and all the sudden family problems that came through WhatsApp. That night, after the Sunday call, Jenny sat on her couch looking at her bank app. Rent had taken most of her salary again. She sent the usual money home anyway and skipped her own food for the week. Congratulations, Jenny. You are now an ATM with anxiety. London's cold loneliness pressed against her windows as she opened a cheap bottle of red wine. She looked at old family photos, her mother's special rice at Christmas, loud laughter at home, and her father's proud face when she graduated from the university. The memories tasted bitter. She was carrying her whole family's dreams across the ocean, and the weight was breaking her back. The first big crack happened on a Tuesday morning in the bright staff room of Oakwood Care Home. Jenny was updating a resident's care plan when her mind suddenly went blank. The words became blurry. She froze for 3 long seconds. Her supervisor, a sharp woman named Elena, noticed. Jenny, are you okay? Jenny gave a fake laugh. I'm fine, just tired from the weekend. But that evening, alone in her car in the underground parking, a panic attack hit her hard. Her heart pounded. Her vision narrowed. She could barely breathe. She held the steering wheel tight until her knuckles turned white and counted backwards from 100. When it passed, she fixed her makeup in the mirror and thought, at least my eyeliner survived. The mask held, but something inside her had changed forever. She felt like she was losing control. The pain from her final year at university had never gone away. One humid night in an off-campus lodge, a male friend she trusted became violent after drinking too much. She never told anyone. The shame would have ruined her family's name. So she hid it deep and pushed forward with work. In London, it came back at bad times, when a senior colleague stood too close during shift handovers, or when her quiet apartment felt too empty. By the 10th week of her slow breakdown, the nightmares grew worse. She woke at 3 a.m. covered in sweat, tasting fear. She poured another glass of wine with shaking hands. On the next Sunday call, she acted perfectly. "Everything is fine here. Work is hard but good." Her father smiled. "That's my daughter. Don't forget where you came from." Her brother Chidi called midweek, sounding ashamed. "Sister, I failed one course. I need help to fix it before exams." Jenny sent the money the next day. She borrowed from her own small savings. Her credit card debt was growing fast. Later, while eating plain oats for the third night in a row, she looked at her filtered Instagram post and thought, if only my followers knew their inspiration was surviving on oats and hidden pain. That weekend, she posted a filtered cafe photo with avocado toast she could not afford. Caption: "Grateful for the journey God has placed me on." Family back home filled the comments with praise. "Our shining star." The crack inside her grew into a deep hole. She was disappearing behind the perfect picture they all needed. Her boyfriend David had been her quiet support for 8 months. He was a kind British-Nigerian accountant who understood family pressure. But Jenny's emotional distance slowly pushed him away. One rainy Thursday evening in her apartment, he said, "You never really let me in, Jenny. It feels like you are always acting, even with me. I can't reach the real you." Jenny wanted to say, "Welcome to the greatest show on earth, starring me, pretending everything is okay." Instead, she whispered, "I'm fine. Work is just heavy right now." He left 2 weeks later with a sad hug. The apartment felt twice as empty. That night, Jenny drank until the room spun, then hid the empty bottles carefully. Another relationship lost, another price paid for keeping up the act. At work, an important council quality inspection came on a cool autumn morning. Jenny stood confidently in the residence lounge, holding her care notes and updates. She tried to speak clearly and stay focused. But suddenly, her mind went blank. It felt like she was watching herself from far away. While her mouth kept talking, her thoughts flew back home, to her father's proud face and her mother's hopeful eyes. She started mixing up important details about the residents. The inspectors looked at each other with concern. Because of her mistakes, the care home almost failed the inspection. Later, her supervisor pulled her aside. She looked worried, but spoke kindly. "Jenny, take some time off if you need it. We value you here." Jenny forced a professional smile and replied, "I'm fine. It won't happen again." But inside, real fear grew. If she kept making mistakes at work, the money she sent home would stop. The ladder her family depended on would fall apart. Her father's health update came during a tense Sunday call. His voice sounded weaker. "The doctor says I need better medicine, but don't worry about it over there." The new bill for house repairs arrived the same week. Jenny took out a high-interest loan she knew would be hard to pay. The debt felt like heavy chains on her feet. She stared at her reflection longer now. The woman in the mirror looked thinner, with hollow eyes hidden by expensive makeup. She joked sadly to herself, "At this rate, I won't need to lose weight for my wedding. Debt is the best diet." Late nights turned into early mornings of scrolling perfect photos, wondering who this successful London care worker really was under all the lies. Sleep became a stranger. Jenny lay awake in the dark, listening to London traffic outside, hearing her father's voice in her head. Many girls go abroad and forget their roots. You are not like them. The pressure from across the ocean felt like hands around her throat, squeezing tighter. She started whispering to herself in the empty apartment. I'm so tired. I don't know how much longer I can do this. But never loud enough for anyone to hear. The loneliness was complete. No boyfriend, colleagues pulling away, and a family who could never understand the deep cold of London nights. Yes, Daddy, I'm definitely not falling apart. Just slowly breaking, she sighed. Another Sunday call felt heavier. Her father said gently but firmly, "Time is passing. When will we celebrate your marriage? You carry all of us. We need you strong." Her mother added softly, "You sound stressed. Eat well and rest." She laughed it off easily, but after the call, she sat still for almost an hour, staring at nothing. The mask was cracking louder now. She could feel the final break coming. She missed an important medication review the next week. She snapped at her supervisor, Elena, who looked at her with real worry. "Jenny, please, talk to someone. You don't have to carry everything alone." Jenny apologized coldly and ran to the bathroom for another bad panic attack that made her vomit. That evening, she bought another bottle of wine. The apartment smelt of old alcohol and regret. She knew she was losing herself bit by bit, but the fear of disappointing her family kept her silent. Duty had become a beautiful cage. It was a cold Thursday night. The call with her father carried heavy guilt. "We sacrificed so much for you to be there. Don't let us down now." At 2:47 a.m., alone in her living room, the tightness in Jenny's chest finally snapped. She screamed into a pillow until her throat burned. She threw a wine glass at the wall. It shattered everywhere, like pieces of her broken self. Her body shook hard as years of hidden trauma, loneliness, money fear, shame, and constant acting poured out in ugly sobs. She slid down the wall to the floor, rocking and whispering, I can't do this anymore." With shaking hands, she called her mother. It was early morning back home. Her mother answered sleepy. "Jenny, what is it? Is everything okay?" The words finally came out, small and broken. "Mommy, I'm not fine. I haven't been fine for a very long time." There was shocked silence. Then her mother's voice cracked with love and fear. "Oh, my daughter, talk to me. We are here." Jenny talked until the grey London morning light came through the windows. She shared pieces, the endless tiredness, the weight of being the ladder, the old university trauma, the panic attacks, the secret loans. Not everything, but enough to break the fake image. Her father joined the call, unusually quiet. "We thought you were unbreakable. We didn't know we were breaking you with our prayers." It was not instant healing. There were tears, hard questions, and uncomfortable silences. But it was the first real breath Jenny had taken in years. She called in sick to the care home the next day for the first time ever. Sitting among the broken glass, she cried with no timer. 6 months later, Jenny still lived in the same Canary Wharf apartment, but it felt less like a stage and more like a real home. She sent less money home, started therapy, and learned to set boundaries that once felt like betrayal. Back home, the family slowly adjusted. Chidi got a part-time job to help. Her father's pride softened into worry and quiet acceptance of her honesty. Still, Some nights, the old "I'm fine" almost slipped out during calls. She caught herself now, paused and breathed. The mask was thinner and more real, but the scars stayed. Some people keep pretending they are fine because the truth feels like destroying the people they love most, because shame travels faster than planes, because hope is fragile and demands perfect acting from those carrying it. And sometimes the bravest thing is not keeping up the climb. It is admitting in the middle of the night that you are falling and trusting that love might still catch you.